down to your end, it'd be a 150 or something. Anyways, it looks scary, but the problem with that is if you got a station that's crying woof, how do we know when it's really a woof? You know?
You go look.
Yeah, well, it's a 3-hour drive to get our guys up there.
Yeah, but.
Well, that's why we're gonna put our own.
Yeah, we're gonna put our own stuff on
Right.
this here.
And ours is, and I want to compliment Al and Robert on the telemetry, because ours is working perfect. And with all these smartphones now, the supervisors and the ditch riders can actually get those alarms and respond right quick and prevent a possible disaster. So
Yeah, our system is, and I guess we're getting ready to, EPCWID's outsourced theirs, and I guess so is Reclamation, and Reclamation does some of their stuff in-house, but Boundary's outsourced. And we really have trouble. Boundary's a classic example is that it's, the data runs 1 to 2 hours behind. And we can't operate in that environment, it just doesn't work. So we're looking at taking ours from 15-minute data to 10-minute here pretty soon. And so every time we're working on it is to add more stations, add more speed. They seem to be going the other way around. EPCWID's is every 30 minutes. And that's borderline. Even then, we have a lot of trouble. Because you send somebody up there to do something, you want to see that it got done, and you can't use the telemetry you have to wait 30, 40 minutes to do your work. Yeah.
And then Robert and I were complimenting one of our board member farmers that has given us several alerts and prevented ditch breaks. Larry.
Human telemetry.
That's still the best kind.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Most accurate.
Most accurate. Occasionally we have human telemetry problems.
All right.
And then we're ready to do the allocation. So we're waiting for you. So
That's on item 10.
Okay, we can wait.
Anything else? Establish a third-party construction district.
We don't have any construction right now, Jay.
We've got one project here on Buford, Horizon Boulevard. J.D. Abrams TxDOT project. They're installing some box culverts in the middle drain.
Yeah, so the banana system or something.
It's his dry, but they've installed half of the roadway. They're switching traffic over this week, and then they're going to install the bottom downstream portion. But no, other than that, there's no construction going on.
All right, Pedro, you're on.
Good morning.
My presentation this time is not going to be too long, so I'm not going to bore you guys too long. But most of the stuff that we're doing right now is trying to do a little bit of catch-up work. We're hitting the turnouts pretty heavy right now. I've got 3 crews out there working on turnouts. We kind of neglected them here this past maintenance season, but we're playing catch-up right now.
we didn't neglect them, it was that we had other projects going on.
Right. Priorities. We're doing some grade work here on the riverside. Riverside got real sandy, and you guys, like probably yourself, Johnny, that use that riverside, know that it's we got some real bad sand pits in there. So we've been attacking that riverside with a grader and trying to reestablish those banks. Our mowing, we're continuing with our mowing. Also on our drains. People have gotten used to seeing our drains down mowed, and now they expect it. Now I get calls even from people that I never got calls from wanting their drains mowed. So we've got both our drain mowers out there and running, and all 6 of our delivery system mowers also going. These are just a couple of problems and issues that we ran into. A couple of sinkholes on some of these flumes and some of these culverts. We've replaced 2 at this time, and in the process of replacing another 2. This is a turnout that the people had not watered in years, and apparently the pipe that goes under the road had collapsed. This is for the church there at San Nisario. So we needed to make sure that that we took care of that. That's been taken care of. They've been watering here. They've done 2 waterings already. This is one of the flumes that I was talking about. This is by the Tornillo. We've done one of the Tornillo and one of the 303. Both of them were just rotted out and needed to be replaced. This morning we ordered a little bit more pipe because we were running short on pipe already, being of so many culverts that we've been replacing.
Are any of these culverts the ones that we've replaced over the last 15, 20 years?
No, this one here, I don't recall ever replacing it, Johnny. The one on the 303 also, it's been at least 25 years since we replaced it.
Because at one time we were using some pipe that was a little inferior.
Yes, yes, a lot of that pipe we've already replaced. It was a 16 gauge pipe. Yeah, this is that heavy galvanized pipe, so that's how I know that it's an old pipe. But we do still have a couple of 16 gauge pipes out there, but most of them have been replaced. This year's on the branch B, some of the problems that we run into, Robert runs into, the ditch shredder. He's put water in the branch B. This is right behind the Kmart. They're just west of Zaragoza. It's right behind the Ranchers Market and that little shopping center. There's a storm drain that parallels our branch B. And the root system from the trees are going through our bank, and it's actually going all the way across to the opposite side of the bank. We actually had to go in there and kind of tear up this bank about a good 60 feet just to remove all the root system from there. You can see how high the water got there before those things started running into that drain. But that was a full day work there. We tore up that bank pretty bad. But this is just one small problem that we're running into there in that area with these trees. I'm getting with the shopping center to see if maybe we can get those trees knocked down, being that they're causing us so many problems.
They're wild elms mostly, look like.
Yeah. But like everybody else, they want you to do the work, because they don't have the manpower or the funds to do it. Then also, Lisa got us a grant here from Rio Grande Council of Governments on some of the trash that we had taken out when we released water here back in June. And we had accumulated quite a bit of trash. And we hadn't picked it up because we just didn't have anywhere to put it at the time. This is in our Rio's yard, there by Pan American. She got us a little under $2,000 to dispose of some of this trash. We were able to do 3 40-yard containers and 2 30-yard containers. And we can probably use about another 5 or 6. You can see some of the trash that we still have there, so we're just disposing slowly. Doing some electrical work at the Fabian's Waste Channel. We've had some problems there on the waste channel here for some time now. And apparently the wires and the conduit that was buried over the years has corroded and eroded, and there's no more wires out there. So we're having to rewire. Luckily we have an in-house electrician that knows how to do it, so that's what we're doing at this time. Basically that's it, guys. Like I said, just trying to keep the system running and trying to patch up any loose ends that we might have left behind.
All right, thank you, Pete. Anybody have any questions, Pete? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, full flip, Robert, you're on.
Like Pete said, it's, they've been a little tough, but I think that they're working better now. For a while, even on the telemetry side, the shift changed a lot because finally the weeds are laid down and it's easier for us to run the water. I'm still having a little problem with some of the ditch the water masters. They're afraid of seeing water. They're used to seeing very calm water the past couple of years, and now they see any kind of water and they panic on me. But it's coming around. We've been using a lot of storm water. We got the river kind of going up and down. We got this big flood coming in, but I'm gonna try to do something different because right now I got Unit 9 kind of hurting. The acres shot up on me unexpectedly, and I need to get some water down there. So I'm gonna try to do it now, Joey's, and I think sometimes the boundary quality. I'm gonna stay using the settlement basin. I'm gonna try to bring the water. I'm gonna use Wasteway 3 to have the water closer to me. And then what I don't use, I throw out Wasteway 3, but I gotta get at least 250 feet to Unit 9 to get them out of the little bind they're in right now, because they got
6,000 acres between now and here and Sunday, and then you got another 4,000 for next Monday, so I need to push it. And that's what I'm gonna do with the arroyo water I got. But the craziest thing about it, I was looking at the acres this morning, and nobody would ever figure this out. Comparing acres this year to last year, what do you figure, Art? Did we water more acres this year or last year?
With the Sweetwater,
Mm-hmm.
more this year.
You know, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. I
We
figured
watered,
I'd be wrong.
we watered 10,000 acres less this year, to this time, compared to last year.
10,000 less?
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, why? More rain?
And it could be because we were so efficient in delivering that sewer treated water and.
Oh, that's what it was.
I don't know what it is, but I'll just.
Just drive.
That's pretty good.
But you know,
Yeah,
I said that for Robert,
For Robert
That's 2
Gentleman.
inches.
but it doesn't feel like it because we've been delivering a lot of water. I think we delivered just in June, 38,000 acre feet,
I believe that prior to the Sweetwater. Boy, okay.
I was just amazed that last year we delivered at this time 51, this year 44.
Wow.
Yeah,
44,000
1,000
acre feet?
no, acres. I'm not gonna say acres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say acre feet because if I say acre feet,
Yeah, so we're at 110% efficiency.
So what, you wanna tell them that we deliver more water?
Well, it's all that sulfur being put onto the ground out there that's taking more water.
It's about 300 deliveries left.
How much, do you have an acre foot number for me? Or you want to share with us?
Oh, what?
For how many acre feet you delivered?
Um,
I don't really know.
I'm working on it right now, I'm trying to get all the numbers
Okay.
together, but I'm thinking if we get the PSBs and all together, it's gonna, we don't wanna hear it, it's close, above 30.
No, okay, that's right, that's what I got.
So it's above 30, if you wanna hear that.
So really, even though you're 10,000 acres less this year in terms of acres water, the difference between acre feet probably isn't that great.
No, because it's almost equal, but last year we had the wells, this year we didn't have the wells. And so we're bringing more water down from the dam.
It's better water. And we should have, we ran some of this arroyo water through Unit 9 early on, or operational spills, so it did clean up Unit 9. Please
Yeah.
tell me it did.
Well, some, yeah.
Yeah, we've been trying to push it out. Right now, the scary part is until we get that transfer point fixed, if we bring that extra water and you get all the way to Tornillo, it has no place to go but take it into the Tornillo, and then trying to get in there and race through checks
Yeah.
makes it kind of scary. But once Pete gets that transfer point going again,
Well, we've been doing all right. It's, part of it too is like Robert said, it has some new guys that we hadn't seen. And, my house right there on the canal, I see them and they panic too.
Yeah. Well, we did, are we,
they're like me, they see a board member and they run.
Yeah. No, they don't run. They
And
can.
then if they call you, you don't answer, right, Larry?
You gotta learn. The difference in them, they're running from us and you're running after us.
Oh, yeah. Larry uses his wife's phone now to call me.
Robert, do you
Yeah,
have
that's a
any
good
idea why, the difference in the acres?
I just saw it this morning, Johnny, I'd seen it earlier, and I just have to, I asked the same thing to Cassie, and Cassie said, the same thing Art said, he's like, no, we want a lot more acres, and no.
Well, if the water's pretty close to the same, all that means is Kathy's got her pin out, trying to hit us with those charges.
You missed my explanation there. I said we were more efficient the way we delivered that sewer treated water.
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of it, we didn't have as much, and like you said, there, we didn't have as much because they were doing that construction up the valley.
No, this is just from the time we released. This is just released, from the first of June to now.
And we noticed that there was a lot of farmers using their wells also.
Maybe more people have gotten out wells operational over the last couple of 3 years.
That, Johnny, and I think when they started, I think that, word got out that we're trying to make it till October, and I think that a lot of people were still using their wells. And I think now they shut them off, and they're relying more on the canal, because from what I've seen,
Shut 'em off.
most of the farmers right now, we're fixing to wrap up the second irrigation on cotton, and Monday, the third one's really starting to go. And some, you know, that's how we're at, and so they're watering the cotton quite a lot.
Yep.
And it's going pretty smooth. The little bit of rain last night, you know, I don't know what it's gonna do. Unit 6 acres pretty well died out, and that's another problem we have up there, because they order water and they don't order, when they order water today, they wanted it yesterday, and it's hard to get water up there. But like I said, if you guys would order in time, I can get you water. But there's water in 32, but that's not true water. That's water that comes down here, bypass. But overall, other than the couple of problems, the alarms are working good, and gonna try something a little different today with the stormwater, see how it works, and see how it goes.
Let's talk about it. You know, when we first started with the drought, we had a tornado canal improvement program in place to ultimately automate as many check structures as we could through the tornado canal to make utilization of this water. And which is what Robert said. Up on the screen is, and we have done, how many have we got now? 5 of these? 17?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. So there's just 17 checks that are in there. We have 5 of them with automatic gates on. Some of them we probably don't have to put automatic gates on, but there's at least another 5, don't you think? That would be useful, Robert? Like 17, well, I don't think we need to put one on it. And,
No. We can bypass that one.
yeah, we leave it open most of the time. And 16 maybe too, but the ones up at the top, definitely, I think we should look at finishing out on doing that, because that really would allow what Robert's talking about. And then the other thing, Robert, I think, shouldn't we check, if you're gonna start using American Canal Extension Wasteway 3 as trying to use it as a primary regulator.
I'm gonna try it this time out. I haven't really liked to try it, but I'm gonna
But
see.
it's not automated, shouldn't we automate it?
We can pretty well go off the telemetry off the heading. and-
I know, but I mean, just automate, I mean, so that the gates adjust, so we don't have.
The wasteway you're talking about.
Yeah, the wasteway.
Oh, that'd be great. I mean, if that was it, I wouldn't even use the sedimation as much.
Yeah, so why don't we put that, we'll have those in the budget to go back. This project is 10 years old or 7 years old. We just stopped it because of financial things. We've done it a little bit at a time as our small budgets allowed. We put a few more gates on this year, but it'd be nice to get that project finished out to make it easier to get the stormwater down to Torneo. And the whole reason we did these projects was to conserve water. It was geared towards conserving water, like we have now.
If we have that automatic wasteway at 3, I mean, wasteway 3 in America Canal, that'd be.
Yeah, I think we better talk about doing that as a priority project, and I'll talk to Chewy about that.
Talking about the budget, we're gonna save $500,000 for fuel as well.
Right.
We may need to adjust the budget to do some of these things that are really necessary.
Yeah, and in fact, I pulled down the budget this year, at least in the allocation budget for the wells by 400,000. So if we could get some of that transferred to Robert to his operations to help him do some of this stuff, that'd be
At
great.
this point in time, when we sell the additional amount of water, you're not gonna use that much of the wells. Later.
So is Robert done? Okay, sorry, Robert, didn't mean to.
No, that's all right. I mean, when you talk extra money, not only for me, but Pete also, because right now, manpower wise, is where we're kind of hurting a little bit. As far as
You need more people.
well, you know, not so much people, Johnny, but it's just maybe give them some overtime to, instead of getting them here 4 days, maybe 5 days, but 6 days. Because you got the experience, and you get them to work 6 days, it's even better on people, wouldn't it be? You see? And that's where it helps us out a little bit, because right now, we're trying to budget with Chewy and everybody on the discharge, because the limited amount of money I got on overtime. But with the amount of water we're running, like Unit 9 last year hardly ran any overtime, but this year, there's no way I can go without overtime up there, because I gotta keep full crews up there. Because if you don't, then it just hurts the farmers, and the farmers get upset when they can't get overtime.
We don't wanna mess up operations in any area.
So far, it's working okay, you know, and I think Mary's keep
I
it
was
with
just
that.
thinking though, that since we're not gonna run the well, some of these things that need to be done, we can adjust the budget accordingly, and Mary says we're gonna make it through the period anyway, so, we're not gonna use those wells that much, obviously. That's a lot.
I'm trying not to, and I haven't used them.
That's what I say, I mean, you're not, we projected $500,000, which is running a lot. And we haven't run much, and we don't have much more time, so there's potential
Yeah.
adjustment to the budget without changing the bottom line. Right.
Let me see. Mary, do you remember what the budget was this year for?
I think we had budgeted 550, Mary,
$507,000, I'll look for it.
for well.
550 plus 34, the maintenance won't go away, so 550. See, I was dropping that to 150, so there's 400,000.
That's what I say, there's some adjustment. Just because we're saving it, don't mean you all have to go spend it, but if you have something that needs to be done, we need to do it.
You know, what Al just said, that I'm in that Wasteway 3 where we have it automatic to where all we have to do is just raise our gate and then it was just, the Wasteway will either shut down or open up to what we need.
Yeah, well, we have, I have one spare unit, and then in inventory, we have enough to build another spare, so we should take the spare telemetry system and get it installed there. And,
You know, the only thing about the Wasteway 3 gates, Al, those things, the way they put them in,
don't tell me. They weren't set up for automation.
they freeze up,
Yeah, they're very hard to open.
they won't open up.
So their gates aren't set right?
No, out there, the middle of the metal, they freeze up and they can't open up. We only have out of, what are gates?
There's about 5 or 6.
At least 6 gates, you only can open up one.
We've gotta operate them, we've gotta make.
They're frozen.
Yeah.
If you don't open up at least once a month, they'll freeze up on you.
Well, so what you're saying that if they are continually exercised, that they don't have problems?
They don't have problems.
Well, we'll just tell the computer to exercise, it's no problem.
Yeah.
I mean, we can open up half an inch and not even spill any water, that's just a stress reduction, just move it a half an inch and move it closer.
They just happen to put too many Wasteway gates up there. I think 2 could have been more than enough up there, but they put 7.
We'll take care of that.
Well, this additional allotment that we just given, I don't know if I've had a chance to extrapolate it, but
I've got it here.
well, I was thinking as far as revenues, are we gonna be able to finish out the year without using reserves?
Well, that's a cash flow issue, really, yeah. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was, yeah. And I wasn't talking about the water, I was talking about the money, the revenues that the additional water will provide.
Well, of course, those, we don't realize those revenues due until December or January.
Well, I don't mean if we, but what I'm saying is we don't have to use those reserves permanently, but because we had, I think our budget was based on 100,000 or a million now. Yeah, and hopefully we won't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we do that, I know, but I mean even with the additional.
No, we should be all right, and I keep coming back, it's very difficult to have those conversations without the numbers in front of us and going over the budget on it. And the reason for that is that if you guys would move your fiscal to October 1, everything would sync up. But
If we would move it from October?
no, from August to October, or September, or November even better, because then that's when the new tax year starts, that's when the new water year starts. So right now, I have half of our revenue from what you allocated last month. I have half of it, it doesn't come in until next fiscal, $1 million, just on that cash flow revenue, which is already accounts receivable, it's already there. And then all of the water that you delivered this year, plus what's gonna be delivered, doesn't come in until November of next year. So that's all next year's budget, so we can't even touch any of those. And then,
I don't know what that would do with Rose, do you have any concerns with that?
Actually, I would like it.
yeah, it syncs up with Thursday.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Why haven't we done it?
Because it's a major, it's a one-time, the disruptor. You're gonna have 2 or 3 months in there that it's a no man's,
So are those peaks and valleys of water are disruptors?
But we handle it.
We handle it.
No, you gotta do it once and get it over with, and then everything's synced up.
Suits me if it works better.
And when we're setting the budget, we're setting the budget based on the new taxes, everything's very timely, you know what this year's expenses are. Anyways, I've asked for that for what, 20 years?
That's for 20 more, they may have.
And they have, it is fairly big effort the 1 year you do it, because, you know, you have all these.
Well, yeah, of course it is, but I mean, if it better works, I mean, works better, why?
I don't know, do we know what the reasoning was,
It's been like that for years.
in 1917?
That's because it's always been that way, so why change it?
It's, yeah, for some reason in 1917, the board said it, maybe they just thought it was a temporary deal to get the district started. I don't know.
1920.
1920.
That's when I first came in.
That's your first year on the board, huh?
Get there, get tell us.
Well,
Jim.
Jim or it, or,
What else?
That's it, you know, and other than, you know, like Art said, got new men out there, so what I've been trying to do is I'm moving men around because they've gotten stale on me where a man will come in, he's been here 10 years, he works 2 to 10, 2 to 10, so I'm trying to move to night if you don't like it, but that's part of the job, and then move to Marines, but it's only to make things better, I think, in the long run. Some farmers don't like it, but in the long run, like I explained to them, what happens if I'm not here, you know, somebody's gotta be ready to go in, and that's what I'm trying to do, is make the unit, with so many young people I got out there, gotta make everything stronger and better, and that's how I'm trying, and tell them, give me time, we will work at it and get better, and I mean, hopefully they agree. They don't like to lose their senior discharge, that's the problem.
No, it's in our DNA to give you trouble.
Other than that, that's it.
Thank you, Robert. You did
Okay.
good work.
Thank you. Hey, we still gotta make the allocation.
That's number 10.
Yeah.
Number 11.
Okay, 188,117, how about that, huh?
Looking better. 788 will be better.
So we're gonna recommend to go up, one additional small track. We estimate that those are 4.7 inches on doing that. We run the model with the new allocation and one new small track as an obligation. We come up with, there's 6 inches in reserve. I already reserved 10,000 acre feet. There's also, I don't think there's any issue, how do I put this, be consistent with the operating agreement there. The operating agreement allows us, if we stop the allocation, the project allocation in July, which we're recommending to do, the committee, Phil King, Al Blair, Bert Cortez, recommending that allocation. And that has to do primarily with the way that we have to schedule Mexico's deliveries and everything else. So they need to have adequate time. It takes a little more time for them to know what they can get and to plan for it. It helps with EPCWID. Their EPCWID now has already stopped taking, or has set the date to stop taking orders. So August 1st is the date they stop taking orders. If they were to get an August allocation, you know, what do? They've already told people that they can't place any orders anymore, so it sort of makes it very difficult on them. So they don't think they can utilize it, so they need that amount of planning. So for both those reasons, I think it's recommended that if we were to go need additional water, in other words, if we were short on that 10,000 acre feet reserve that we need for efficiency changes when EPCWID shuts down, I don't see any issue at all with us going during this preliminary part of the allocation going negative. In other words, that the water's there, it's inflowing, it's gonna be there, and when we come to reconciliation in November, we'll be positive again. We also have an end-of-the-year credit that we received for the American Canal operation, and that's not even applied till November. We would have been negative last year except for that credit. And so that credit will be applied. So all indications are that we've got more than 10,000 acre feet in reserve. I'd say closer to 20,000, maybe even more. I really think that we're gonna end up this year. I haven't had time to run the computer models. I'll run them for next board meeting, but I think we're gonna be significantly in the black, probably 20,000 acre feet. Robert, have you thought about that?
I'm trying to stay in a budget of no more than 40 a month, so that'd be 160, so you got 188, that's still gonna give you,
28?
yeah,
28,
28
so-
plus the other stuff that you got coming.
So,
And I don't think we'll use the 40 out.
right, I don't think you will either. So every indication is about 20 to 30 in reserves, so that's great, going into next year.
Given this additional allotment, how much longer do you think we'll be able to deliver water?
Everything is targeted to run to October 1st. We shut the dam off September 28th. We run 2 days, October 1st.
Yeah,
Say that real loud so we have it for the record.
Yeah, we can get to October 1, we can help that pecan area, that last
Oh,
area.
yeah, that's amazing.
If we still have water.
I mean, yeah, the news release, I think we put it in the news release, don't we?
We would, our news release was September 15th, but I can.
No, I mean with the new, next time we do a news release.
Yeah.
And then the board target, I mean, obviously,
Losses go up as soon as.
losses go up, Upper Valley becomes very problematic, you know, you realize Upper Valley that we'll move into a phase, what was it last year, was 5,000 acre feet to deliver 1,000?
Yeah, no, it's always a problem. We put those pumps in that one.
I mean, that's just, as a, you know, I realize that there's limitations and there's obligations and the hard to do that, but I mean, just as sort of the farmer, business person and the engineer, when you see those numbers of 20% efficiency, you just cringe, like, can't there be a better way? We tried to bypass, you know, we spent 100,000 plus more, I guess, I don't remember how much we spent.
No.
And, you know, it's just hard to pump out of the river. There's just so much elevation to pump to. You'd have to build a permanent structure, that's millions and millions of dollars. One thing that we did discuss, which I think is acceptable, I don't think there'd be any problem with this, is drilling more wells in the Upper Valley. You guys realize that the agreement and the operating agreement is that if we pump the wells, that there are wells and we're using them for delivery of water, they're charged against their allocation. EPCWID doesn't have a problem with that. You know, we don't have a problem, EPCWID would do that for the whole.
That is the problem.
That is the problem, but operating agreement sort of does that, and so this is a equivalency of our side of the issue. And so we agreed that if we as the district had wells, and right now we have 3 wells and we charge those against our allocation, it's not very much.
I thought there weren't very many good places where we could do that.
Yeah, or it was harder.
Well, the best thing about it is that Lanyon East and the Conotillo is so sandy that even to pump
Wait
in.
about 10 years and we won't have any farmland.
Yeah,
That's the problem. I'm just saying,
I
that's
was gonna
a,
say, talk to Keith, how that land he's on is so valuable, tell him quit putting in the pecan orchard. Except I think he likes farming.
Oh, yeah.
That way
And he knows where I live, so
That
we have
way
to
you
get
can
him.
chew on Robert there.
well, the other way to look at it is the market value of 4,000 acre feet is pretty high. So, I mean, what you're trying to, you're fighting against, so, but there's no solution. We'll have to continue making deliveries to Upper Valley till,
They pretty well die out by September the 15th on the Upper Valley.
and we'll probably try to
After
do it.
September the 15th, they get their cotton.
Next year, and 20 more years like we did before.
All right, so we're just gonna go ahead with the losses. I mean, there's not much else we can do.
What else to do? Why don't you keep doing 20,000 trees left?
All right, do I hear a motion then to increase the allotment by 6 inches?
Yeah.
Here,
6'10", no.
And extend the season